Hi friends, in our previous sessions we have seen an advanced example of making our PHP applications up and running using PHP, MySQL and NGINX. Right? Before starting with further examples, we'll first revise what we did so far so that your all fundamentals are really clear and solid. So as you remember that in the very beginning, we have created a local registry. So let's see it step by step. So if you type docker ps, you can see that we have created a local registry, right? And this image we have found from Docker Hub, and name of our container is registry, right? So we have created one local registry, and then we have built our core PHP image. We have used version 8.2, and we have found our core PHP image from the Docker Hub, and we have used the Alpine as our base, right? Then we have pushed this our image into the local registry so that we can reuse it further. Then we have created mysql.yml file, and using that we have made our MySQL up and running. We have discussed the different variations using which we can make our Docker image up and running, right? The first variation that we have discussed is that we have to define the Docker file, right? And then we will use the Docker compose utility to make our image up and running, that we have discussed when we have seen the example of go.yml. Similarly, this is the second version where we build our image using the docker build command, right? And this is the third variation where we have used docker compose utility, but we didn't create the docker file. Instead, we have used the default image which is available from the Docker Hub. So this is about MySQL, and then we have created a Docker file for PHP and a Docker file for NGINX, and then using our first and the regular variations where we'll create a Docker file and the Docker compose.yml file, right? And using that variation, we have made our PHP and NGINX up and running, right? And with that, we will see some key concepts, right? So first one is this volume mount. So let's start with it. So why this volume mount is really necessary, I have explained you in the previous session, but now I will show you practically. So whenever I'm changing something like this, whenever I will type like this hello, and if I now run our example, I can see that hello is over here, right? But what will happen if I remove this volumes mount? Using this command, I have mounted my PHP Nginx volume within the container. So let's see how it works. Now we'll stop this to for understanding purpose. So we can use the docker stop command to stop our container. So this will stop our container. Okay. So now if you type docker ps, you can see that our container are stopped, right? Now we'll make our container up again, but we do not mount it, right? So I will just comment out this line. I will make our container up again. Now I have made our container up again, and if I refresh it, you can see that I lost everything because the code that I have modified currently was not present when I created the build, and even I didn't mounted the code now, right? So my image is currently containing the original code only. So this is the main use case of this volume mounts. Now if I mount it again, but first let's see, if I will modify this, it doesn't have any effect because we didn't mounted our code. So, and if you go inside the container now using exec command, right, you can see that our modification doesn't have any impact on the code which is present within the container, right? So I will stop this again. As soon as I stop, it will throw me out the container. I will show you this out. So as soon as my container will stop, this will throw me out within the container, right? Okay. So again, if I check our container, it is stopped. Now I will just uncomment this line so that we are mounting our code again within the container. Now I am making our container up and running again, right? And now if I go inside the container and if I'll get, okay, you can see our code is present again, right? So if I refresh this now, you can see the hello, right? So this is the really key concept that I have shown you practically, that how it works. So this volume mounts it really important, where we mount our code from outside to within the container. And over here we have given the permission read and write. It is necessary because then only this mount will work. Now, as we have already discussed that all our services like PHP, NGINX and MySQL, within the same network, they can access each other with the name of the service. Now, I will show you that how you can, you know, use the MySQL from within your PHP application. Okay, so we are inside the container. Now, I will leave it up to you that you do the connection between PHP and MySQL, but I will show you that it actually works how. So as you remember that our core PHP image is of Alpine. So I just want to need a MySQL client to demo you, but I don't have MySQL client present, right? I'm talking about client. Don't confuse it with the server. MySQL server is already up and running within the Docker, right? So this is MySQL server. Now I just want to show you that how you can connect with the MySQL from within the container or from within your application. So this is just for the temporary purpose, right? So you can see that the Alpine Linux registry is open, and then I will search for the MySQL client. I will see that if this package is available or not. And as you can see that this package is available. So I can install it using apk add MySQL base client. Okay, but I don't have permission because if you remember, then I have uh, executed the container using the 1000 because but it needs a root permission to install any package. So I need to go within the container using the root user, and then if I will add apk add mysql client, it will install the mysql client. So this is just for the debugging purpose. If you need to install this packet permanently, you need to modify your docker file of php from here. You need to add your package over here, but as we just want this to be temporarily, I have installed it within the container. Just remember that this package will be lost as soon as your container will be killed. So this is just temporarily and for the debugging purpose, right? So I have installed the MySQL client because I want to show you that how you can connect to MySQL using command line. So we have MySQL installed, and I will use the H, that is the host, and then the name of the host is the MySQL. Why? Because as we have already discussed that our MySQL is also in the same network. Each service can access each other using the name of the service. So if I want to access the MySQL from within my PHP application in the host, I have to give MySQL, and then I'll give the username as a root and minus p. This is the password, and it is so I have connected to MySQL from within my PHP container, right? So this is all about our revision. In the next session, we will start to build Laravel using the Docker.